Hello guys, welcome back to Baby Reacts and I'm Peter.
I'm Vicky.
Welcome to today's episode.
Yes.
Is something good. It's a documentary.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
the
yeah.
documentary of Music Journey Part 1
Yeah.
of Nile Rodgers.
Oh, Nile Rodgers.
Nile Rodgers. The first
Yeah.
time we heard of Nile Rodgers was on the song
Unbreakable.
Unbreakable with Nico and Vince.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think he played the lead guitarist on
Exactly.
the song.
Yeah.
And also we did a band Chic, whereby he was also a lead guitarist of the band. We did a song from that band.
Yeah.
So we are going to watch his maybe musical journey.
Exactly. And first, before we start, let's give our thanks to Dan. Dan is the one who brought this to our family. So guys, enjoy and stay tuned to the end.
Don't forget to subscribe if you're a fan of song reactions, videos, comedy, movies. We do all of them here, so you can feel free to share one of your favorites. You can share them on our Buy Me a Coffee link. We have a link on the description. We also have a link to our Patreon channel on the description as well. For Patreon, we post their movies, and even you can go watch movies and recommend us your favorite movie via our Coffee link. We will appreciate. All the details are on the description.
Let's see the documentary. It's part 1.
Yes, Nile Rodgers.
Oh, by the way, I think that we will have another part about this. Yeah.
Legend.
So here's how the story went.
In this first Music Journeys episode, I present you 3-time Grammy Award winner, the man responsible for hits such as Good Times. He's the greatest dancer. We are
Like 3 times Grammy Award winner.
Wow.
He's a legend.
Wow.
He's a legend.
family. Let's dance like a virgin. Get lucky.
You've been described as being one of the most influential producers in history of popular music.
He's a producer.
I'm not sure I've changed that much. The industry has changed a lot, and I've just tried to
I
stay
love his hairstyle.
consistent.
The love.
His hairstyle. He has some very long dreadlocks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nile was born on September 19th, 1952. Nile's mother went by the name Beverly. At the young age of 13, gave birth to Nile and raised Nile with her partner Bobby. Bobby was a white Jewish male. In 1952, interracial couples weren't exactly common. Beverly and Bobby were heavy drug users, and at a young age, Nile had to learn how to be independent. Nile had a real understanding of himself. He went to school, he was bullied, he was called names about his parents, but that never fazed him. He had a real strong character from his very, very early years. Something that plays a huge part throughout the whole of his career.
Oh, okay.
Nile grew up in New York, and his parents, Beverly and Bobby, were moving around all the time, from New York to Chinatown, the Lower East, the Bronx. Beverly and Bobby were constantly fighting. Beverly was going back from one boyfriend to another boyfriend. Now, Nile,
So like his childhood life was just a mess.
Yeah,
Like your parents are fighting.
young.
At you are very young, you go to school, you get insults every now and then about your parents being like drug addicts and
And
all
also
that.
the parents were young.
Very young, yeah. You've heard the story of his mom moving from one boyfriend to another. Like I can feel how his childhood was like a trauma or
Nile's
something.
biological father, he did have a relationship with him, but it was a very thin relationship. It wasn't a very...
It's hard to see.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry for that. And let's continue.
story about being left at the altar when he wanted to marry Beverly, turned to drugs, alcohol, and never could rise up with the fact that she never loved him. She never wanted to marry him. She liked him, she wanted to have his child, but never wanted to be married to him. After being left at the altar, he became really bitter. This Niall's father was so bitter about the fact he was left at the altar. Always blamed his mother for that, never realising what was the problem. So Niall, he was raised around smoking, a smoke-filled room, around drugs, watching people do heroin.
What?
He come from one of the most difficult backgrounds there are. Niall as a child was drawn to many different things. He was a Cub Scout, he played the Japanese game Go. Niall always had this gravitation towards music. There was just something about his brain that just lit up when he listened to music, listening to some of the artists, especially from his parents, Nancy Wilson and Billie Holiday. As a student, Niall had a very different approach to school. On one of his first report cards, Niall's teacher said, "Niall is a bright student, but he doesn't pay attention."
How could you pay attention having all that going through in your life?
Niall always believed that he was born to be a musician. His biological father was a percussionist during the 1940s. Even though Niall didn't spend much time with his father, but the time that he did spend with his father taught him how to read music. He would teach him how to read drum patterns, the quaver notes, the whole notes, the 16th rhythm patterns.
So his dad was like an inspiration to his musical career. Yeah.
It was actually reading these rhythm parts that helped Niall when he started to learn the trumpet at the young age of 13.
Oh.
Oh, at 13.
The
Now,
trumpet.
like a lot of musicians, Niall wanted to play the guitar so he can attract girls. After moving to the South Bronx, he met a drummer who had a sister. Wanting to impress the girl that he really liked, he turned up to an audition.
So girls really liked guitars.
Yeah, guitarist.
Yeah, so he wanted to learn how to play guitars so that he can like attract girls.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a crazy idea.
But he didn't really know how to play the guitar. He made an absolute fool of himself. So he lied in this audition to say that he could play the guitar, but he really didn't.
What? The confidence.
After being humiliated, Niall became very determined to learn the guitar, and for Christmas he begged Beverly for a guitar. When he got the guitar, he went looking for books, and he came across a book on the Beatles. Once he had this Beatles book, he was playing the guitar every day. He was playing guitar, practicing every day. He found his purpose in life, and music became a drug to Niall. It was in 1970 that Niall had his first experience with playing with a band called New World Rising.
1970.
So he started making friends and networking with other musicians. He started to build up a reputation.
70.
Yeah.
I've just
1970.
seen written 17 and I was like, what?
70.
Where did it get the Beatles book in 1970?
And gigging at least 4 nights a week. And this was Niall's first experience within the business side of music. Every gig was Woodstock, every girl was a model, and every paycheck was a fortune. And Niall was improving his ability on the guitar. He was studying jazz, he was depping on gigs. He knew how to see opportunities and connect those dots together. Niall auditioned for the Sesame Street Band, got the gig, and this changed his life. So now he has the ability to support himself full time just by playing the guitar, just by reading a sheet of music, entertaining people. This is what Niall really wanted to do.
Chic.
Niall met what would become one of the most influential duos in musical history on a Friday night at a lounge live music bar in the Bronx. When he started playing with Bernard, there was telepathic language between each other. They could read what each other were about to do. They could anticipate where they wanted to push the music. Nile was playing in a band with the great New York Silly, who were touring off their hit, I'm Doing Fine Now. Nile and Bernard were working with each other for 3 years before they wanted to start taking things to the next level. They wanted to push for new opportunities in music.
I called Bernard and said, man, I just saw some shit you won't believe.
You won't believe it.
Because at that time there was a movement in New York called the Buppy movement, the Black Urban Professional Movement, and there were supermodels and everybody was beautiful. So we started putting the band together, and the first person we hired was Tony Thompson, and then the second guy we hired was this guy named Rob Sabino. Rob Sabino's best friend was a dude named Ace Frehley, and Ace Frehley was in a band called Kiss, and they were doing all this dress-up stuff too. So they didn't have a record deal. We didn't have a record deal. They were getting dressed up in their way. We were getting dressed up in our way. And all of a sudden, the Roxy, Kiss, Chic thing came together.
Okay.
Now, to get the Chic sound that Bernard wanted, Bernard taught Nile a 16th note pattern. So this is a style of 16th note playing when you're actually only ever playing 3 notes. It's more of a percussive sound.
That's 16 notes.
Yeah.
I know that.
Dance 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 was their first release. Actually, the first song they ever wrote was Everybody Dance. Once Dance 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 was released, it was a smash hit.
Everybody dance.
Chic as a band, what we accomplished was in just 2 short years. 2 short years. I mean, between 1977 and 1979. We're just talking about one little band doing, Jesus Christ, I Want Your Love, He's the Greatest Dancer, Dance, 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 We Are Family, Good Times, just because we never stop working. We just make records every day.
A very known cliche in the music industry were musicians addicted to drugs. Nile was addicted to taking drugs. He was addicted to sniffing glue, drinking alcohol. And this was a big downward spiral for Nile. A huge, huge problem for him. Nile, on a daily basis, would drink alcohol. He had to drink alcohol. Drugs and alcohol were always present. Actually, a great story about the riff that came together for Freak Out.
Playing down, 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 and then I started singing down, 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 ah, fuck off, down, fuck Studio 54, F off, down, F Studio.
My husband.
Not that simple to make like a song.
I think he's doing some freestyle. But he has amazing vocals too.
Yeah, and I've just heard something about him being like drinking alcohol every single day. I think was that maybe influenced by like his parents or something.
By the way, and he did mention more about his parents, but we are more about Nile. Yeah, he did mention the whereabouts on how it went through, but yeah.
Studio 54, yeah.
And after, a little bit of song or lyric editing, the song went on to becoming Chic's biggest selling hit. Selling 12 million units worldwide.
12 million.
And from there, Chic went on a run. They had hits like I Want Your Love, Chic Sheer, My Forbidden Lover, and My Feet Keep Dancing. The hits were coming
We
out.
have not done that. I think those songs you have not done them.
Yeah. Even like it was one of the like some of their hits
in
coming.
the 70s. Huh?
Yeah.
Wow,
I think it would be great if we watch them. And they were really performing at the time.
And those are girls.
And Bernard and Nile were having a lot of success with Chic. And well, one day, called into a studio, they were asked what ideas they had with a band named Sister Sledge.
We were born and raised in Philadelphia, and it was a really cool community that we grew up in because everybody sort of looked after everybody.
The record label told Nile and Bernard that these girls are like family to us. They're great to the record label. You know, we don't want to get rid of them.
In the studio with Nile and Bernard was quite an experience. It was a very big challenge. First of all, they are so talented, and I call them geniuses. I do believe that. I believe they were just multi-talented.
And at the time, Nile and Bernard wanted to test their abilities. They want to see how far they can take this idea that they've done with Chic, having two girls out the front, and now they could use this same method, this same technique, this same songwriting style with a couple of sisters, and they were known as Sister Sledge.
Okay. No, it was really a song that depicted who we were.
And just like Chic, Sister Sledge was selling millions of records. They had hits, Here's the Greatest Dancer, We Are Family, Thinking of You, the hits.
Do you mean they formed another Sister Sledge?
No, I think that's just a whole different band.
Okay.
Calling themselves Sister. I think we did a song from Sister Sledge.
Were coming and coming. Nile and Bernard were unstoppable. At the time, disco was unstoppable.
Disco sucks! Disco sucks!
My Sharona was released in 1979 and it became a smash hit. And one night at a Chicago stadium, a DJ prank who wanted revenge after being fired from his local station for playing rock instead of disco morphed the movement. Disco sucks.
What?
Like there is a time that they fired a DJ for playing rock
instead of like
disco.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Oh, how did rock came out to conquer? Because this is one of the challenges that it endured. Yeah. So they brought us.
Maybe at that time is when the rock was like becoming like rising or something. So many people had known maybe disco at the time. Now it was difficult for rock artists to be introduced.
And then the DJ brought disco sax. The slogan.
Disco sucks! Disco sucks!
Disco Sucks campaign gathered momentum and the knack had arrived, and they had arrived to save rock and roll. So for disco, for Bernard and Nile, their careers came to a crashing end. And it was 30 months since the release of Dance Dance Dance, their career came to a stop. The whole industry was changing. The 80s have arrived. Bernard and Nile needed some new direction. Chic was dead now. Chic had finished. They had to do something different. They had to see what was next. They had to develop. They had to grow.
Okay, that's the end of part 1.
Yeah.
It has given us some light on how they really transited and how the music transited in the 70s to 80s.
80s,
Yeah, we didn't even notice, but we have been doing a lot of music.
Yeah, so what started, was it the disco started and then the rock came later?
Yeah.
So, wow. In the time of the...
what were the Beatles doing? That was rock.
Yeah, I feel like that was rock. And they were well known like at the time. So or maybe in different places.
Places.
Yeah. maybe the at the time maybe rock was maybe popular in a certain place, then disco was popular in a different place. So getting like to intertwine or make them to maneuver in every place was a problem.
And where did the rock music start? Was it in the UK and then spread to the US?
I don't know. You guys can share.
Yeah, I think it's in the UK then came to the US.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But you can share on that. We are kind of torn there, but on Nile Rodgers' story, it's kind of interesting, touching also.
Yeah, by the way, getting to listen to his childhood, like the way he started, his childhood was not that well.
That's
He
more.
was not more like good, like say for a child, but he went through some couple of things. But that we've heard from our interview, our explainer that made him to be more independent.
Yeah.
And we also seen that his dad was his real dad was also an inspiration to him getting to like love music, and he could teach him how to play the drums and all that. So that was amazing.
Yeah, so let's wait for part 2 and see what happened after the transition to disco sax to now rock music.
By the way, he also mentioned that Chic ended. Maybe we'll get to experience how after that what happened.
What
Did
happened? Because he
Chic
said,
continue or
he said no.
transitions to another maybe type of music or something?
Because they say the band had only they ran for 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way,
77 to
77 to 79.
79.
Yeah. So we get to experience more about him in the part 2.
Yeah.
So stay tuned.
Thank you, Dan, for this, guys. Subscribe. See you on our next one.
Bye.